segregation was deep-rooted in Southern society, and it was so deep that you had a very famous incident involving a person by the name of Lester Maddox, where he actually swung an axe at African Americans that were trying to sit at his restaurants. And he was ordered to integrate his restaurant, and he actually rather had shut it down. He'd rather lose his livelihood than to actually serve African American patrons. That's how deep the racism was. And Lester Maddox was able to use that as a platform to run for governor. Now, Lester Maddox had never had office or never ran for office for anything, to be honest with you, as far as I know. But he was able to build that resentment of the federal government forcing Southerners to integrate. And the absurdity of it is that he won. He was able to win off that platform and off that message. He became governor of Georgia, basically for being racist, for basically wanting to keep a segregated society. That's how he won. And he was able to build off that sentiment, but he wasn't the only one. You had Governor George Wallace, who was the governor of Alabama, and he simply did not want his major university, University of Alabama, to allow 2 black students into that campus. But President John Kennedy said, well, that's just how it's going to be. I am the president. This is a mandated law that you are to integrate these public facilities. Now, George Wallace actually took time and effort to stand in front of the door and basically as an act of defiance to not allow these students in. Well, the National Guard came in and basically told George Wallace to just get the hell out the way. Now, this made Wallace angry, of course, but this also made a lot of people in Alabama very, very angry. And so you still have a significant resentment of trying to bring change into the South, into their segregated society. And this would stick around for a while. It would stick around for years later, if not decades later, in other parts of the United States. So you had this huge environment of segregation that just will not break.